All right, solving proportional relationships. Essential question, how do you solve a proportion? All right, let's take a look. So Elizabeth and her friends want to buy some limeades that are on sale. Oh, that sounds good. $5 for 2 limeades. Okay. Problem is, if 6 of her friends want one as well, what would the cost be? So now we got to think of it's her plus 6 more people, right? Let's just draw that real quick. Hold on. All right, so there you go. You got 6 more friends. So we want to see what's happening here. Well, let's figure this out. It's actually going to be a total of 7 limeades. I've got 6 of her friends plus Elizabeth, so a total of 7. So here's how we set this up with proportions. So here we go. We got $5 for 2 limeades is equal to how many for 7 limeades? This is including Elizabeth, so that's why it's 7, not 6. So I set it up like this. Watch as I do this. I'm going to go and use cross products. 5 times 7 is equal to 2 times x. It's 35 equals 2x. Divide by the coefficient. It's called a coefficient. Divide by 2. And I find out 1750. That's not what each of them is cost. It's going to cost 1750 for 7 limeades. Okay. Let's talk about what a proportion is. Proportion is an equation stating 2 ratios or 2 fractions are equivalent. So if 2 fractions are equal, there it's called a proportion. Let's take a look. Like 6/8, that's reduced down to 33/4. 5/10 is the same as 1/2. 6/10 is the same as 3/5. 7/10 is the same as 14/20. So all these 3 here, we reduced it. This one here, we got it larger. Doesn't matter because they are the same. So consider if 5/10 is equal to 1/2. Think about that. Okay. Then we know that their cross products are equal to one another. In other words, the 5 times the 2 is equal to the 10 times the 1. Okay. So we go 5 times 2 is 10 and 10 times 1 is 10. And sure enough, they're the same. So, or if, for instance, 6/8 is equal to 3/4, we can use cross products. 6 times 4, that's 24. 8 times 3, that's 24. And sure enough, they are the same. So how can we use this in a problem? Let's take a look. The ratio of 7 8th graders is 17 to 23. Okay, so for every 17 7th graders, there's 23 8th graders. If there are 200 students in all, how many 7th graders are there? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, originally I set this up. I said 17 over 23. That makes sense. No, it's not telling you that. It's just asking how many 7th graders out of the total. So what I needed to do is I need to go 17 over 23 plus 17, which means the total ratio would be 40. Okay, you're adding these two things together. So 17 out of 40, that's all of them, is equal to what over 200? All of the actual students. So we go ahead and use our cross products. 40 times x and 17 times 200. I simplify and I divide by my 40. Get my x by itself. I find that's 85. So if the ratio is 17 to 23, 7th to 8th graders, we know that out of 200 students, there will be 85 that are 7th graders. All right, so let's do another example. Noah needs 3 eggs for dinner, for a dinner that he's making. He offers to pay his neighbor for 3 eggs. Neighbor's like kind of frugal, says, all right, but he says, wait a minute, I paid $2.40 for the eggs. Does he pay all $2.40 for the 3 eggs, or should he pay a portion of that? Noah wants to know how much he should pay for 3 eggs. So here we go. I know it's $2.40 for 12 eggs is equal to how much for 3 eggs. Okay, so I set this proportion up. I do cross products. 240 times 3 and 12 times x. So that's 720 equals 12x. Divide both sides by 12 and I find out my answer is 60 cents. 60 cents for the 3 eggs. Okay, therefore Noah should pay 60 cents and no more than that for those 3 eggs. However, I want to show you there's a second way I could have done this problem. I could have found the unit rate. 240 divided by 12, that means it's 20 cents per egg. And if you need 3 eggs, then you just times it by 3. It's really what you're kind of doing here anyway, but I'll show you what that looks like a little later. But yeah, anyway, just want to let you know that's how we set that problem up. All right, make sure you have questions for me tomorrow. Be ready for class.